the Wonder Comet, which I'm going to be starting on all this now, but I got all that in, and I know it's ugly looking, but every time I went and put a piece in, this piece had to be the hardest one because it's contoured two different directions. Put a piece in there, got over to the corner, it was still rusted out. Put another piece in there, same with this. I marked this and cut it where I thought it was solid, and ended up that as soon as I started welding it, it just started burning through. So I just ended up coming clear up here, and I just overlapped and just welded that in, and then I ran into I hope you saw all that. Keep forgetting that I'm holding the camera. But got all that overlapped and put in. Then I had another one to put in here, and then another one. No, just that one there. I was thinking I put one in here, but I didn't. Got all this welded down. I'm going to grind down the really high ones. And seam seal it. And be done with that. And then get this piece in. And then, if you look, you can just see a hole right down from my finger. And we're going to do that. So for now, we're going to go into time lapse. Well, here's where I'm at. Ended up with more rust than what I thought over here and down there. Cut out one patch, as you already saw. Then cut that out, made an even bigger patch. Beat that down into place. Beat that down into place. And I put two more patches and then one over here in this corner. And I've still got a hole or two I got to fill where it burnt through. And then finish welding around here. Clean that up and then give it a quick grind. I'm not going to grind it down smooth or flat or perfect because, well, there's going to be seam sealer and then carpet laid over the top of it. But this is where we stand. There's only one hole left to deal with inside of here. It's right back there at the fender well. And that's a small hole. It'll be easy to deal with. I got enough metal right there to do it. But I'm not going to do it now because, well, right now it's raining out there. It's just starting. So since I don't want to drag everything in the rain, I'm going to get my butt to moving. Hope you enjoyed the short video on the oil gallery plugs. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a dozen. Y'all be good. Be blessed.